These days, cameras are so good that the creative differences between them are almost negligible. Pick any body you prefer, and you're going to get a great image. It's always been important, but I think many of us are looking for ways to get a more interesting and unique look straight out of camera. The Sirui Nightwalker lenses first came out with a 24, 35, and 55mm focal length, leaving many of us, myself included, wanting a bit wider and a bit tighter options to round out the set. I'm still pretty deeply attached to my Sigma Art 18-35, and I've become very accustomed to that focal length on a crop sensor because of that. That's why I was so excited when Sirui reached back out to me with the news that they added a 16mm and a 75mm to the set. I talked about the benefits of using Cine Lenses in my last video about the Sirui Nightwalker Cine Lenses, so make sure you check that out if you're interested. These two new lenses are a great addition to an already impressive line of Cine lenses. I still think they strike a wonderful balance between price, image quality, build quality, and features. The fact that they were able to make each lens in this set the exact same size with the same gear positioning makes them incredibly convenient, especially when using a follow focus device or being mounted on a gimbal. The 16mm focal length strikes a really nice balance of being relatively wide but not too wide. The close focus distance on the lens also enables some interesting framing of being close to your subject but still showing a lot of the environment around them. I had a lot of fun using this lens shooting different subjects. The 75mm focal length is great for punching in or getting close-ups of people without being obtrusive. It's a little tricky to get a stable shot with this lens handheld, even with the IBIS turned on, so you should plan to have a tripod, a monopod, or maybe even a gimbal when using this lens. The image on both of these lenses and the set in general is organic and not overly sharpened, and even when you're wide open at t1.2, there's relatively minimal chromatic aberration. The edges of the 16mm are free from any intense or noticeable distortion, but they do produce a bit of a vignette, which I don't necessarily mind. The 16mm produces some pretty interesting lens flares with light beaming in from the side. Bokeh is buttery smooth and it feels very cinematic. Paired with my Fuji LUTs and a little bit of grain, the footage is very pleasing to the eye, and I really like the look of these lenses. I really enjoy shooting with these lenses. The complete set of 5 lenses covers a really wide range of focal lengths, and the T1.2 ensures that you can swap out lenses without having to change exposure settings in camera. The build quality is surprisingly robust. The lenses are a little bit smaller than you would expect, which is nice, and they're lightweight enough to make handheld shooting very easy. I shot with them in light rain and felt pretty confident that they would be okay. The gear rings move with ease, ensuring compatibility with a follow focus or a motor. My only gripe here is that it's easy to bump the iris ring and accidentally shift the exposure while you're shooting, but that isn't a super big deal. Sirui sent me these lenses to test and keep in exchange for this video, but it makes me wonder if I would have purchased these lenses myself. I've always been reluctant to purchase Cine glass because of the price, and thinking that if I were going to do that, I should invest in some really nice lenses like the Sigma Classic Cine Primes or some sort of anamorphic lens. But these lenses give you all of the benefits of Cine glass for a fraction of the price, and they turn out to be a very competitive option on the market nowadays. Yes, it's a risk to purchase a Cine lens from a company like Sirui, who is relatively new to the market for this type of glass, but I can say confidently that they proved themselves with the first set of Nightwalker lenses. These 2 additions only add to their credibility, so I would seriously consider buying these lenses myself. All of the footage in this video was shot with the Sirui Nightwalker 16 and 75mm lenses, using either no ND and stop down or wide open at 1.2 using moment variable NDs. Usually I was using the 6 to 9 stop VND in broad daylight shooting at 1.2. The camera was the X-H2S, shooting in f-log2 in ProRes and graded in DaVinci Resolve using my f-log2 LUTs. You can find those plus many other LUT packs and film emulations on my store at lutcompany.com. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and I will see you in the next one.